Primo's Hunting. Stream the language.
Hey folks, Troy Ruiz here from Primo's. You know, we were sitting around the other day talking about different scenarios, and we're all itching at turkey season getting here, and we're actually about 3 days out from turkey season. We're all excited, but we got on the subject about evening turkeys or afternoon turkeys. And you know, everybody tends to want to go out and roost turkeys in the evening, and some of us don't have the opportunity to go in the afternoons, but me personally, I love hunting in the afternoon. Especially after the season has progressed on a little bit and it's getting later in the year and the hens may have went off to start nesting. They're finished laying, they're finished nesting, but now they're laying and they're sitting on their eggs, and those gobblers become lonely and by themselves and more susceptible to you being able to call them up and actually being more to gobble out in the afternoons. But one of the things I like about the afternoon hunting, and you always hear this, if you can make a turkey gobble in the evening, you could probably kill him. And that stands true. If you can make a turkey gobble in the evening, he's probably by himself, and sometimes the gobblers even bunch up together in the afternoons. I can remember one hunt. It was me, Lake, and Mr. Jimmy. We hunted here close to the office, and we went hunting blind one morning. Went to a spot where we really didn't know if there were any turkeys there at all. We just went blind. We had seen some during the fall, but in the past on this piece of property, a lot of the turkeys have left during the spring. They leave that low ground, go up to higher ground because the hens are going to get away from the water. And we went that morning and didn't hear a single turkey, and went to go check one of our big fields where we thought there might be a turkey, and sure enough walked out there and there was a gobbler out there with some hens. And we set up on him and wound up calling this turkey up, but he came in to a certain distance. The hens took him off into the woods and they walked off together. Well, the first thing we all said before we even said another word is we all looked at each other and said, we'll be back this afternoon to get him. He's not going anywhere. And that's what we did that afternoon. We came to the office, got a little work done, and we went to that same field. But what we did in that field was, if you look at that field from the air, it's a really long, narrow field. And you would think, where do I get to ambush this turkey if I have to ambush him, or what's a good ambush spot? But what had happened, there was one of the big oak trees that fell down on the very west side of that field, which caused a pinch point in that field. And that's where we set up in that field, right in that blow down tree. And we just sat there and we were just sitting there talking and visiting, and this turkey just fired off by itself. Now, that morning he had, I don't know, 8 to 10 hens with him. And that afternoon he was lonely and all by himself. And all it took, honestly, was one call and he was there. But what we did different on that afternoon is we knew he was the boss gobbler of that particular area in that field, and we brought in Chicken in the Stick with us. And when we put Chicken in the Stick out there and he walked out and saw that decoy, that strutting decoy, he came running. And honestly didn't have to say another word to him other than trying to yelp at him to get his head up. So the scenarios you have in the afternoon is, don't overlook afternoon hunting, especially if you've done your homework, you know the signs there, and you know the turkeys are there. They're gonna be there. And if you can make him gobble and you know he's in the world, chances are you'll have a good opportunity to put him in the truck on afternoon hunting. I truly love afternoon hunting. If you don't kill him and you do get on him and you hear him gobble, you put him to bed that night, you got a turkey to hunt in the morning. So it's kind of two in the same. You're scouting and you're hunting and you're scouting again for the next morning. So it works. Don't pass up afternoon hunting.